Man, I have never been so excited about the future of the Chicago Bulls more than with Josh Giddey and Coby White. These dudes are incredible. I know they got absolutely blown out of the water versus OKC, right? But today they come back, they fight hard, and they continue to show me that the future is extremely bright. I mean, take a look at this play here. So we're going to get this off-ball screen, kind of like a flare, getting Coby White to the opposite side of the basket, trying to get him open, right? Now, a lot of teams like to hedge the big over, but you're going to notice this Toronto Raptors team is playing a certain defense that's called filling the gaps, okay? So whenever a defense is filling the gaps here, I know that's terrible, but what they do is they prevent drives, right? So they're going to show two here. They're going to bring him over. They're going to bring the big over, and watch Coby White. Watch what Coby White's able to do. He drives, they fill the gaps, and then he finds the open man in Vucevic in the corner. The way these guys read the defense is incredible. And not only do you have one player in Coby White who's really good at reading the floor, but you also have Josh Giddey, who's probably one of the most underrated players in basketball when it comes to court mapping, understanding where defense is rotating from, and finding the open spots of the defense. And what I want to do in this video was break down how they did it, how they were reactive, how they were instinctual. Now they won this game. I get it. The Raptors aren't a great team, but let's just break down some film. Now, speaking of instinctual, look at Josh Giddey on this play. You're going to see him at the top side of your screen. As Scotty Barnes sees a lane to the basket, you're going to see, once again, we're going to stop this drive from Scotty Barnes and send guys everywhere. You're going to see Buzelis kind of rotate over. You see Vucevic kind of rotate over. Now we have this wall, right? We are crowding up this paint, forcing Scotty Barnes to get this ball out of his hands. Look at Josh Giddey. So instinctual. This ball comes out and boom, snags it out of midair. And now we have a fast break transition. Look at Kevin Huerter getting out, getting behind the defense. We're applying all that pressure to the top side defender because we have leverage on Battle here. I think that's his name. And as Giddey sees it, kind of quick outlet pass, and Kevin Huerter ends up getting a beautiful wide open layup here in transition. And it all stems from really good defense here by Coby White. And then Buzelis coming over, putting him in a tough situation. Great steal. Let's go. All right, here's another play I like. We're going to get what you call a flare screen by Coby White, essentially setting a screen on Josh Giddey's defender, and he's going to curl this thing into the lane. Now, a flare screen is essentially when you set a screen for someone going away from the basket, and that's what they do right here. So as we set the screen, now he curls this thing into the lane, gets that switch. Look at him go for the contact. Boom. He's a guy that welcomes contact and then is able to ultimately get a wide open layup. And this is what happens when you're able to generate a switch, the big onto Josh Giddey, right? And now you're in this 5-out system where all of these guys can shoot the three ball. Buzelis, Josh Giddey, Coby White, Vucevic, Kevin Huerter, all these guys can shoot that three ball. So whenever a team is versatile enough to play 5-out, it opens up this paint, right? And if you see that weak side rotation, boom, you have an open corner shooter in Kevin Huerter. So teams don't really rotate if an offense is in a 5-wide system. And here we go, boom. Once you get that defender once you bulldoze them, I guess you could say, now you get a wide open layup. Great job by Giddey, again, reading the floor. All right, once again, look at Coby White. As we're driving into the lane, the defense is going to do something that the NBA, an NBA term called trapping the box. Okay, now obviously the box being the paint. As we get leverage inside that box, inside that painted area, you're going to see rotation. Now, usually rotation is going to come from that weak side corner. However, on this case scenario, they're in a full trap the box, which means you're going to get weak side, you're going to get a stagger from the strong side, you're going to get top side rotation pretty much everywhere. They're loading up the box, saying get the ball out of this guy's hands. Now Coby White, as he drives into the lane, he realizes, sees that big overcommit. Now the reason we throw it to Vucevic here and not to the corner is because Jakob Poeltl is the slowest guy on the floor, which gives Vucevic the most time to shoot this three ball with all of that separation. Great read here by Coby White in an open three for Vucevic. Again, this is just really beautiful basketball, great execution, and a great mindset for your offense. All right, now I love when this Chicago Bulls team gets really creative here. They're going to run a high pick and roll with Kevin Huerter instead of Coby White or Josh Giddey, and you're going to see why in a second. So usually when we set these high pick and rolls, there's two things you need to notice, right? So as we set the screen, the initial defender is going to fight over, and usually this guy's in a drop zone coverage. Sometimes if it's Steph Curry, they'll hedge over the top, right? And that's when you'll get that short roll pass. But this time, he's in a drop zone. So now we get this pass, a pocket pass, right? Now, what is a pocket pass? Basically, it's that little pocket, right? You see this pocket opening up between that initial defender and the big man who's switching. We're going to bounce past the pocket pass over to Vucevic, and now we're allowing him to be that playmaker as he drives into the lane, creates that weak side rotation from both the top side and the weak side. And now look at this. Vucevic going to kick over to the corner. That top side defender has to rotate now, fill that gap. And look at Josh Giddey. So quick to understand where his teammate is. Boom. Quick trigger three. No rotation. Gets it to go. The ball movement of this team is incredible. Guys, now, before we get any further into the video, we still have a couple of things I want to break down. And honestly, if we get over 700 likes on this video, we'll be dropping a part 2 because we're still in the first quarter. So if you want more film analysis, hit the like button. More importantly, though, comment down below P2, okay? If I see this enough in the comments, not only will that tell me that you guys want more of these updates, more of these post-game analysis, but you want more of these videos throughout the entirety of the season and the playoffs as well. But also subscribe to the channel if you're new. It is free, doesn't cost anything, and like I said, man, we got the Bulls covered all year, next year, everything. Let's go. All right, another big-time play here by Coby White in transition. I love the Bulls in transition because whether it's Coby White or it's Josh Giddey, they do such a good job at putting defenses in what we call a blender, okay? Now, for you guys who don't know what this means, it's basically when you're able to initiate pressure onto the defense and you're going to see rotation. So, as Coby White drives into the lane, you're going to see multiple guys start to rotate over, and it's going to start from that strong side corner right here. Now, whenever you're able to initiate that first double team, the defense is always going to be in a scramble because now you have the number game, right? So, Coby White's going to kick it to the corner. We're going to now kick it to the top, and now the defense is back in rotation. Look at this. We got him out of place because he rotated over to guard that initial Coby White drive, and now Talen Horton-Tucker is wide open at the top left of the key, and all we do is swing the ball. We still have that separation, throws it up, gets it to go. Great shot by THT, man. These are the things I love to see. The role player stepping up, having good games. Right there was a good one. All right, here we go again. Look at this play by Josh Giddey. We get it over to Kevin Huerter at the top of the key. You're going to see the defense once again. What do we call this, guys, when they're trying to prevent a drive here from the ball handler? They don't want to get into a blender, so they prevent those drives and force shots, right? So what is that called? They are filling the gaps. They do not want him driving here. They don't want him driving here. They're showing defense, right? They're showing guys to fill that lane. So all we're doing here is we're going to kick this out to Josh Giddey. Watch him kind of get to that open spot. We say, all right, we know you're going to fill the gaps here, so we're going to fill that gap, or we're going to allow them to fill the gap, and then boom, look at Josh Giddey forced to take this shot here. Look at this. Beautiful. Let's go, man. I'm telling you, Josh Giddey might not be the best shooter in the world, but this dude can hit him, and he's only getting better. All right, one more play for you guys, man, because the game is pretty much over. I mean, it's not. It's still second quarter, but they started to demoralize these boys. Look at THT again, creating that initial rotation, putting the defense in that blender. We're going to kick it over to Josh Giddey. We're going to get that weak side or now strong side rotation over to him. And again, now we have that wide open swing pass to the corner as Tucker kind of walls off the rotation from the paint. Again, just beautiful job. And look at the quick, no hesitation shot by Coby White. Drains a 3-ball. Now they're up by 14. And from here, again, the game was over. So hit the like button, subscribe, join the family. If you want part 2, let me know in the comments. Also, follow my Twitter, or X, I guess if you want to call it. Link will be in the comment section and in the description as well. Follow the X for more updates, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.